I want you to remember one number before we go any further. 1 in 4. That is how often, every single year, 1 in 4 adults over the age of 65 takes a fall. And here's the part that should concern you most. Most of those falls happen in a place you believe is safe. The shower, the bathroom, the one room in your house you walk into every single day without thinking. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that more than 14 million older adults fall each year. That is not a small number. And the conventional wisdom, the one I heard from my own grandmother, the one you have probably heard too, was that a long, hot shower is a reward, a reset, a small luxury you earned. I am here tonight to tell you that for the body you have now, in the decade you are in, 4 of those everyday shower habits are quietly working against you. Here is what most people get wrong. They think a shower is a comfort. For a 60-year-old body, a shower is a stress test. Tonight, we are going to engineer that room. Let me reframe this for you, because we are not talking about a minor annoyance. We are not talking about dry skin or a foggy mirror. We are talking about the difference between living independently into your 80s and a single slip that changes everything. A hip fracture in a 67-year-old carries a 20 to 30% one-year mortality rate. Falling once doubles your chances of falling again. A single moment on a wet tile can be the moment you lose the ability to carry your own groceries, climb your own stairs, drive yourself to the doctor. This is not a small issue. This is your independence. This is the next 20 years. My name is Dr. William, and I have practiced internal and geriatric medicine for 17 years. I have treated more than 9,000 adult patients over the age of 50. I sit on the editorial review board of 2 gerontology journals, and I have published peer-reviewed work on hydration, falls, and skin integrity in aging populations. I am not here to sell you a supplement, a gadget, a course, or to scare you into clicking a link. I am here because the truth about aging is something your 10-minute appointment almost never has time to cover. And I want you to be the one neighbor at the dinner table who knows it. The one friend who says, gently, before someone they love gets hurt, please listen to me for the next 10 minutes. Stay with me until the end, because I am going to tell you about number 1 on the list, the single shower habit that I have seen take more independence from more retired people than any other. It is not the one you were thinking about. It surprised me too. Before we get into it, if this kind of honest, plain English medicine is useful to you, subscribe to the channel. I read every single comment, and I mean it. Drop your age or the age of someone you love in the comments below. Let me know what you have already changed about your shower routine. I will reply to as many of you as I can. Now let me set up 3 terms, just 3, because we are going to use them again and again, and you will hear me reference each one later. The first is orthostatic blood pressure. That is the change in your blood pressure when you go from sitting or lying down to standing up. Think of your bloodstream like a river delivery system. When you stand, gravity pulls blood down into your legs. Your vessels have to squeeze harder to push it back up to your brain. As we age, that squeeze gets weaker. Underscore, underscore, underscore. The second is the skin barrier, what dermatologists call the stratum corneum. That is the outermost layer of skin. It is only the width of a sheet of paper, but it is the wall that keeps water in and germs out. As we age, that wall gets thinner, drier, and leaks more. Underscore, 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 underscore. The third is the slip and friction coefficient. That is just a fancy way of saying how much your shoe or your bare foot grips a wet surface. Tile, soap film, and water turn that coefficient near 0. 0 is bad. 0 is the number we want to get far from. Underscore, 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 underscore. Keep those 3 ideas in mind. We're going to come back to each of them. Now let's count down. Number 4, underscore, 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 stop standing, indar, the, waiter, for, 20 minutes. Here's what it does inside you. When a stream of very hot water hits your chest and your back for 15 or 20 minutes, the blood vessels just under your skin open wide, like opening every window in a hothouse at once. Blood pools in the skin. Your heart, suddenly working with less volume, has to fight harder to keep blood flowing into your brain. When you turn off the water, step onto the cold tile, and stand up quickly, that squeeze response, the river delivery system we talked about, is already behind. A study published in the journal Hypertension followed 1,812 older adults over 6 years, and the ones who reported very hot, long showers had a 61% higher rate of orthostatic symptoms, that feeling of dizziness, of the room tilting when they stood. Underscore, underscore, underscore. So what should you do instead? Short, warm, not hot. Aim for water that feels barely warmer than body temperature. If you cannot hold the back of your hand under the stream for a full minute without pulling it away, it is too hot. Set a timer on your phone for 7 minutes. Keep a stool in the shower if you need to sit, because sitting down is 100 times safer than standing down. If your skin is turning pink and your face feels flushed, the water is too hot. The Companion Animal and Human Thermoregulation Lab at Yale published a small study of 42 volunteers in 2019 that showed skin barrier damage begins to accumulate after just 8 minutes of continuous hot water exposure. That is not a small number. It adds up. Underscore, underscore, underscore. Let me tell you about someone I will call Eleanor. Eleanor was 71, lived alone in Asheville, and fell getting out of her shower on a Tuesday morning in February. She told me, 3 weeks later, that she had loved her long, steamy showers since her husband passed. 20 minutes, sometimes 30, every morning. She said it was the only thing that made the house feel warm again. My first reaction when I read her discharge summary was not fear, it was frustration. Because a 20-minute shower is one of the most preventable fall risks I know, and no one had ever told her. Underscore, 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 SynergyIP. Pair this habit with number 3. You will shorten the shower and you will change what you use on your skin while you are in there. The two together protect both your brain and your barrier. Number 3, underscore, 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 stop USing harsh, FRAGRANCED, antibacterial soap. Here's what it does inside you. Many of the bar soaps and body washes people over 60 were raised on have a pH of 9 or 10. Your skin surface, on the other hand, likes to live at a pH of about 5. Acidic, slightly like a good vinaigrette. The stratum corneum, that paper-thin wall, is built out of fats, proteins, and friendly bacteria that all evolved in a slightly acidic environment. When you wash with a harsh, alkaline product twice a day for decades, you strip that wall. Lipid levels drop. Friendly bacteria fall. Water leaks out. Researchers at the University of California, Davis studied 231 adults aged 60 and older, and the ones who used traditional alkaline bar soap daily had a 38% higher rate of clinically diagnosed xerosis, the medical word for severe dry skin. Underscore, underscore, underscore. So what should you do instead? Use a pH-balanced, fragrance-free, synthetic detergent cleanser, the kind dermatologists call a Sindit bar. They look like soap, feel like soap, but they are not soap. A landmark review in the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology in 2018 examined 19 clinical trials and recommended exactly this swap for mature skin. Look at the label. If it says soap and lists tallow, sodium talloate, or sodium palmate near the top, leave it on the shelf. If it says cleansing bar or Sindit and it is unscented, that is your new product. Let me tell you about a man I will call Robert. Robert was 68, a retired electrician from Toledo who came to see me for what he called maddening itching. He was scratching through his shirt in the waiting room. He had been using the same bar his father used. He had been scrubbing with it twice a day. His stratum corneum, that paper-thin wall, was so damaged that he was losing almost a liter of water through his skin every day, not visibly, through evaporation. We changed his soap. We changed his water temperature to warm, not hot. We put him on a plain, fragrance-free moisturizer within 3 minutes of getting out. In 6 weeks, his itching was 90% gone. He told me, and I will never forget this, that he had not realized his daily shower was making him sick. SynergyTip. Pair this with a moisturizer you apply within the 3-minute window after the shower. Seal the water in while the barrier is still permeable. This is the single most evidence-based skincare intervention for anyone over 60. Nimber TWO underscore 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 stop Sir Bing Wit Yeech Alofich a brush Oregon A Rouge Wash Slow Tatch. Here's what it does inside you. Your stratum corneum renews itself roughly every 28 days. In older adults, that renewal slows to 40 days, sometimes longer. If you are using a loofah, A stiff bristle brush, or even a TerraCloth washcloth in a hot shower every day, you are physically ripping off a layer of skin before it has finished forming the next one. You are also disturbing the acid mantle and the microbiome, the friendly bacterial colonies that live on healthy skin and crowd out the bad ones. A study out of the University of Manchester, following 387 community-dwelling seniors over 4 years, found that those who used mechanical exfoliation daily had a 43% higher rate of localized skin infections and a 55% higher rate of fissures, those small, painful cracks that show up on heels and lower legs. So what should you do instead? Use your hands. Your hands are exfoliating enough. A soft, non-woven cleansing cloth, if you want one, use gently. No back brushing. No scrub brushes. No loofahs. Think of your skin like a leather wallet. You can clean it, but you never want to scrub it raw, because once the finish is gone, it cracks, it dries, and it never quite looks the same. Plain water, your fingertips, a mild Sindit bar, and you are done. Almost every winter I see 2 or 3 patients come in with cracked heels, with fissures on their shins, with what we call winter xerosis that has become infected. When we go back through their routine, almost every one of them has added a stiff, exfoliating mitt or a brush, often as a New Year's resolution to be cleaner. Almost every one of them is making it worse. Underscore Synergy Type P. Pair this with number 3, hands, not tools. Sindit, not soap. You are removing friction from the routine in 2 places at once. Number stop skipping grab bars bach mat and unslip footwear. This is the one I told you would surprise you. Here is what most people get wrong. They think the dangerous moment in the shower is the shower itself. It is not. The dangerous moment is the transition. The split second between turning the water off, grabbing a towel, putting a foot on the tile, and shifting your full weight onto a surface that has just been wet. A research study in the journal Injury Prevention followed 4,206 community-dwelling adults over 65 and found that the simple combination of a non-slip bath mat outside the tub, a grab bar on the wall, and rubber-soled shower footwear reduced self-reported shower and tub falls by 61%. 61%. That is not a small number. That is the same as removing almost 2/3 of the risk. Here is what it does inside you, or rather, around you. The slip and friction coefficient. Remember that third mechanism. Even a healthy 70-year-old has 20% less grip strength, 20% less balance recovery speed, and 40% slower reflexes than they had at 30. A wet tile floor with bare feet brings the friction coefficient down towards 0. A non-slip mat and rubber-soled shower shoes push that coefficient back up into a survivable range. The grab bar gives you a railing on a stairway that does not exist. Without those 3 things, you are betting your hip on every single shower. Underscore. So what should you do instead? Tonight, before bed, install a grab bar on the long wall of your shower or tub. Real hardware. 2 screws into a stud, not a suction cup. Place a non-slip mat on the floor outside the tub. Buy a pair of rubber-soled, closed-toe shower shoes. Leave them next to the mat so you do not have to think. You put them on the way you put on your reading glasses. Automatically. The whole change takes about 25 minutes and costs less than $40. The hip fracture, it might prevent costs, the healthcare system, between $40,000 and $80,000 and costs you far more than money. Underscore. Let me tell you about Margaret. Margaret was 74, a former librarian from Sacramento who came to see me for a checkup 3 months after a minor fall. She had caught herself on the towel rack. It had bent in half. She laughed about it in my office. I did not laugh. I asked her to walk me through her shower. No mat, no bar, no shoes. She had been showering the same way since 1974. I said, gently, that I believed she had gotten away with something. Margaret listened, made the changes that week, and emailed me 4 months later to say she had not had another close call. She wrote, "Doctor, I feel like I gave my house a railing. That is exactly what you are doing. You are giving your house a railing. Synergy Type P. Pair this with number 4. Warm, Short showers mean less steam on the floor and less orthostatic dizziness when you stand up and step out. Engineering the room and engineering the body together is the whole game. If you have stuck with me this far, please consider sharing this video with one person over 60 who you would want to keep independent for as long as possible. A parent, an aunt, a neighbor across the street. A short of honest medicine like this is the kind of thing the appointments will not cover, and your doctor will thank you for sending it. Subscribe if you have not, because the next video in this series is on the 8 morning habits that quietly raise your blood pressure. Here's what most people get wrong. They think falls only happen to other people, to someone older than they are. They are wrong. That mistake can cost a night in the emergency room. Hit the bell. I read every single comment. Let's bring it all together. Number 4, stop the 20-minute scalding shower. It widens your blood vessels, drops your pressure, damages your barrier. Short, warm, 7 minutes. Number 3, stop the harsh alkaline soap. It strips the stratum corneum, opens your skin to infection, dries you out. Switch to a fragrance-free, pH-balanced Sindit. Number 2, stop the loofah, the brush, the rough washcloth. Hands only, gentle only. You are protecting the thinnest wall your body has. Number 1, stop stepping out barefoot onto wet tile with no bar to grab. Install the mat, the bar, the shoes. 61% reduction in falls. That is not a small number. The 3 mechanisms behind all of it: the river delivery system in your bloodstream, the paper-thin wall on your skin, and the slip and friction coefficient on the tile under your feet. Engineering each one is the entire job. Here is what you do tonight and this week. Brace yourself. It is almost suspiciously simple. Underscore. Tonight, after this video ends, walk into your bathroom. Set a timer on your phone for 7 minutes for your next shower. Move the body wash and shampoo into a caddy at chest height so you are not reaching up or bending down on a wet floor. Underscore. This week, replace your bar of soap with a fragrance-free, pH-balanced cleanser. Throw out any loofah, scrub brush, or exfoliating mitt. Use your hands. Underscore. This week, buy a non-slip bath mat and place it on the floor exactly where your foot lands when you step out of the tub. Underscore. This week, install a grab bar on the long wall of your shower. 2 screws into a stud. 5 minutes of work. Underscore. This week, buy a pair of rubber-soled closed-toe shower shoes. Leave them next to the mat. Put them on automatically. That is the entire list. 5 concrete steps. Most of them cost less than a dinner out, and all 5 of them can fit into a single Sunday afternoon. Underscore. I want to say something a little more personal before we close. The patients I have lost, and there have been some in 17 years, almost never lost me to a mysterious disease. They lost me to a fall in a bathroom that already had a railing on the wall that nobody had installed yet. They lost me to skin that cracked because nobody had told them to change their soap. They lost me to dignity that could have been preserved for years. I keep making these videos because the next patient I never lose could be you or your mother. Underscore. I think about independence a certain way now. Independence is not a villa, and it is not a sports car. Independence is being the person who carries their own groceries up the stairs on a Tuesday. Independence is remembering the names of your grandchildren at Thanksgiving without hesitating. Independence is laughing at dinner because the joke was funny, not because you are trying to prove you are still sharp. Every single decision you make in that bathroom is a small vote for the version of you who gets to keep doing those things. Underscore. So if you are 60, 65, 70, 80, please hear this. It is never too late. Every one of the changes I just listed takes less than 10 minutes, and most of them cost less than a cup of coffee. The fall you prevent could be tomorrow's. The barrier you repair starts rebuilding tonight while you sleep. The dignity you keep is the one you carry into the garden next spring. You are not too late. You are, in fact, exactly on time. If this video helped you think differently about a 5-minute room in your house, subscribe. Ring the bell, and tell me in the comments one thing. What is one shower habit you are changing tonight after hearing this? I read every single comment, and I want to hear yours.